Here's why we must stop remote working. Dun 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 dun. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Virtual Coffee Chat with Luis. I am your host, and this is my coffee. So nice. Yeah, so I was browsing LinkedIn the other day, as I do, and I saw the video of a lady CEO that shall go unnamed because obviously I'm here to criticize ideas, not people, right? Well, sometimes it's fun to criticize people, but no, not always, and I tend to avoid it. So anyway, criticizing ideas, not people, and the idea is what she said in the video is that here's why we must stop remote voting. And basically the argument, she put it, eloquently describing the experience of her daughter, that she wakes up in the morning and the first thing she does is turn on Zoom to go to a class, etc. It's basically a reiteration of the argument, the by isolation argument, right? Isolation is bad for your mental health. Remote workers are more isolated, etc. It's a variation of that. And every now and then, for some reason, the opponents of remote work bring the certain boogeyman out of the closet. And sometimes it's on productivity, sometimes it's trust, other times it's isolation, right? Oh, poor workers, they need the commute, they need to be boxed in an office with other people, or else they won't get the healthy amount of interaction. This lady actually was arguing that it's very positive that you need to have a commute because you're in the street, you meet people, you say hi, you can listen to podcasts while you're in a car, etc., etc. And I'm like, what about no? What about no? Right? What about you let people take care of their mental health, right? In their way of their choosing, instead of implying that an outdated way of doing work is better for their mental health. What about you leave that in their hands, right? Do you really think, do you need to be so patronizing, so paternalistic to people that you feel that the only way they're going to get enough social interaction is if they're forced to go to some place for work? What about no? What about, let me say, what about people realizing that they need a certain degree of human interaction, and that's different for everyone, but I'd say that most people are not healthy trying to live as hermits. I agree so far. So what about they have that interaction in their own terms with people of their own choosing instead of the people that happen to work where they work, right? What about that? What about admitting that remote work gives you more time for friends and family and other activities, right? Where let's say that maybe you can start a sport and you'll meet people there. Maybe you'll take some classes about the subject that you always wanted, and you can, they could be practical classes, so you go and do it in person and you meet people like that. I don't know, the possibilities for interaction are endless. And definitely, it really is a bit disingenuous saying that, if there's no office, then people will miss out on the important interactions on their daily life. No. Right? And then the corollary for that is that was also mentioned in that video that I saw, was that, well, some people just don't have the conditions to work from home. They're like they're like sharing a bedroom in a single bedroom apartment, and they don't really have anywhere else to work, so they work from there, and it's very unhealthy, right? Yeah, I'd agree that if you spend like your whole life your whole indoors life in a single bedroom, and you use that for work as well as for leisure and rest and etc., I can see how that can be pretty unhealthy. But people have options. I mean, just in the same way that people would go out and go to the office, they can go to a co-working space. Those are opening again, right? I see a lot of people back into coffee shops. Agree that's not the most ideal place to work. Personally, I think it's quite noisy, and you can do your work through noise. All you need is a nice headset and etc. But still, meetings are a problem. So there's no ideal situation. I agree that it's probably not healthy if you're living in a single bedroom apartment. Yeah, you don't have. Well, I guess the kitchen is not. The kitchen is never a bad place to work, unless you. Sure, some people might feel that the background isn't professional, but well, I mean, that's why we have Zoom backgrounds nowadays. Still, I actually think that I've had some colleagues work from their kitchen before, take video calls from the kitchen. The acoustics are pretty good, and I actually enjoy seeing people's kitchens, so maybe that's an option. Anyway, I don't think that corollary, some people, it's just unhealthy because they don't have a proper working space. I agree that having a proper working space is important, but that's still no reason to want people to get back to the office. Anyway, those are my 2 cents on that. If you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe, and of course, head to thinkremote.com for the latest and greatest news about remote work and plenty of how-tos and guides. See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here.